So, you're gearing up for the big exam, and you've probably seen the official notification. It can feel like you're trying to read a complicated legal document, right? Well, today, we're going to change that. Think of this as your personal map. We're going to break down every single rule, every paper, and all the scoring details to turn that confusion into your biggest advantage. Let's dive right in. Look, you're already putting in the long hours, you're hitting the books, and that's absolutely crucial. But to win any game, you have to know the rules inside and out. It's not just about studying hard, it's about studying smart. So right now, let's master those rules together. All right, here's our game plan. We'll start with the big picture, the exam blueprint. Then we'll zoom in on paper 1, the qualifier, and paper 2, the merit maker. After that, we'll decode the syllabus, understand the scoring system, and finally lay out the exact path to getting on that merit list. Okay, so first things first. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's get that 30,000-foot view of the entire exam. Understanding this overall structure is the absolute foundation for building a winning strategy. And here it is. This is the official scheme, straight from the notification itself. I know, it looks a little dense, a little intimidating, but don't you worry. We're about to make this crystal clear. And boom, here it is, all laid out nice and simple. The whole exam is just 2 papers. Paper 1 is all about general language. Paper 2 covers your general studies and aptitude. Now notice a few things. They're both objective, multiple choice type papers. Both have 100 questions and you get 2 hours for each. But see that little word next to paper 1's marks? Qualifying? That is super important, and we're going to talk all about what that means. So let's dive into paper 1. I want you to think of this paper as a gatekeeper. Your goal here isn't to get the highest score. It's simply to get past the gate so you can get to the main event. Now take a look at this. 70% of the paper is general Hindi and 30% is general English. This isn't just a simple breakdown, you guys. This is basically a big flashing sign from the examiners telling you where to focus your energy to clear this hurdle. All right, this number right here, 30%. I want you to burn this into your memory. This is probably the most important number associated with paper 1. It's not a suggestion, it's a hard and fast rule. And here's why. Here's the deal. You have to, and I mean have to, score at least 30 out of 100 on this paper. It's like a key. If you get 29, that door to paper 2, it stays locked. It doesn't matter if you would have scored a perfect 100 on paper 2, they won't even look at it. But here's the flip side. Scoring 90 doesn't get you a better key. It just unlocks the same door. Your only job here is to get in. Okay, we're through the gate. Now we're in the main arena, paper 2. This is the one that really counts. This is the merit maker, the rank decider. Every single question here matters for your final selection. So on the surface, the format looks the same, right? 100 questions, 2 hours. But the stakes are completely different. Every single mark you earn here is what builds your final rank. This paper tests both your knowledge and your analytical skills. Okay, so what exactly do you need to study to rack up those points in paper 2? Well, the good news is they're not trying to hide it. The notification lays out the syllabus pretty clearly. Let's break it down. So for general studies, you can see it's pretty comprehensive. You've got your core subjects like history and polity, but also the more dynamic stuff like the economy and current events. Basically, they want to see that you have a broad, solid understanding of India and the world. And then you have the general aptitude part. Now, this section isn't really about rote memorization. This is all about how you think. It's testing your comprehension, your logical reasoning, and your problem-solving skills. And they even tell you it's at a class 10 level, so you know the ballpark difficulty. All right, let's talk about another massive piece of strategy, the scoring system. Understanding this is absolutely essential because how you answer the questions can be just as important as knowing the answers themselves. 1/3, just like that 30% for paper 1, I want you to remember this fraction for paper 2. Why? Because this is the penalty you pay for every single wrong answer. This changes how you approach the entire paper. Let's make this super clear. For every answer you get right, you get 1 full mark. Awesome. But for every answer you get wrong, they will subtract 1/3 of a mark from your total score. This is negative marking, and it is a total game changer. It means that sometimes the smartest move is to just leave a question blank. Okay, so let's tie all of this together now. We've looked at the structure, we've broken down the syllabus, and we know exactly how the scoring works. So what does that journey from exam day to the final merit list actually look like? It's a pretty straightforward 3-step process. Step 1, You have to clear that 30-mark hurdle in the language paper. No ifs, ands, or buts. Once you do that, and only then, they move to step 2. They calculate your paper 2 score, adding up your correct answers and subtracting for the wrong ones. And finally, step 3, the merit list is made based only on that final paper 2 score. That's it. And just in case there was any doubt, here it is in black and white, a direct quote from the notification. The final merit list will be prepared based on the marks obtained in the general studies paper. It could not be any clearer. Paper 1 gets you in the door. Paper 2 is how you win the race. So there you have it, the rules of the game completely decoded. The question is no longer, what do I have to do? Now it's, how am I going to do it? How will you balance that gatekeeper paper with the rank decider? What's your personal strategy going to be for handling negative marking? That part, well, that's up to you to figure out. All the best.